So these photos here are without doubt the leanest, crispiest and the best condition I've ever brought to life and to the internet. And there were definitely 6 key foods that allowed me to get into this form of condition. And I thought it'd be quite useful to share with you what they were and why they managed to get me so lean. Now, for a bit of backstory and context, why did I need to get so lean in the first place? Well, it's August of 2022. I've just left my 10.5 career in the British Army to pursue something different, a different interest, and something that I felt was a little bit more aligned to me. Absolutely phenomenal career in the military, serving in the British Parachute Regiment, and then also the Army's PT Corps, and that really did shape who I was as a person, my knowledge and my interest. And then I pursued my curiosity, we could say, to move abroad, try new fields and try new environments. So I moved to Dubai. Moved to Dubai in August 2022 and started working for a gym. This gym was a very renowned, respectable gym in the field of body recomposition, something that I was very, very interested in doing. I've always had a passion for training and getting into the best condition of my life. I wanted to learn more about it for myself and then to be able to deliver that for the world, because that's what you should really look for in life. Like, what is your main interest and how can you learn to become really fucking good at it? Stack the two together and you will work like a mule to make sure that goodness is put out into the world. So that's what I did. Now, when I landed at the gym, they said, right, in November, we've got a photo shoot, a gym photo shoot. Okay, you better be ready. And I was like, okay, well, I've never done a photo shoot before. In fact, I've never dieted down to get shredded because I was never really fat. I was always a guy trying to bulk up and build more muscle. So I wasn't in the worst condition in the world. I could have done to put a photo on here to show you my start point, actually, but we were okay, probably around 14-15% body fat, nothing too crazy, okay-ish amount of muscle. Then anyway, we needed to get into the best condition of our life because it was the first chance they had at looking at me to see if I was a serious candidate, a good trainer, someone that could have excelled well if there was something. And essentially my job was kind of on the line with this, if I fucked it up and then also wasn't really cutting the mustard with the other work elements, they could just, cut you loose. That's the way the world works in the fucking corporate personal training world. So the pressure was on and I was always ready to fucking deliver. So we set out the plan, set out the foods, and then these foods I just stuck to for the whole way through the diet. And I was probably without doubt one of the leanest on that whole photo shoot. In fact, let me just show you a picture of the full group. So as you can see here, this was the team photo shoot we'd done, and there is some lean motherfuckers here. This guy was also lean, and this is me here, stood on the right, fucking grinning like a Cheshire cat. So yeah, we worked hard and got fucking in very, very good condition. I was very proud of that. So my promise to you, by the end of this video, you will know what foods got me lean and why they got me lean. And then the beautiful thing about this was, after learning this knowledge and information, it would then go on to allow me to develop my own coaching training group called the Gorilla Platoon. This is where we get guys in fucking shredded inside out condition, really, really bringing their best out of them. So this is what I do on a daily basis. If it's something you need, maybe you need it, maybe you don't, you'll know by the end of the video. If it's something that's for you, there'll be links in the description. You can contact me and we can go from there. So we will roll in the 6 foods that got me so shredded: oats, rice, potato, chicken, mixed veg, and berries. I know, not so sexy, eh? You were thinking I was going to tell you some weird meal plan that was going to, somehow the molecules in that given food burnt fat. Whenever anyone is telling you this, probably bullshit. Probably definitely bullshit just to sell you something. And that's why it's important that I say this, because if you've now heard this from me that it's bullshit, you're going to think whenever some gimmick is telling you, eat this food, it'll get you more shredded, probably it's not really going to do that, okay? Probably what's going to get you shredded is the fact that you ate in a calorie deficit. That's what's going to get you shredded. Now, did these foods get me shredded? Yes. Do the food alone significantly burn body fat? No. But that's not the point I'm going to make here. And we're going to go through these points on the outside as to why they allowed me to get shredded. Now, if you look at all of these foods, bar the berries, they're pretty fucking bland, aren't they? They're not really the most palatable thing to enjoy. In fact, to be honest, if you ate them for a longer period of time, you'd probably agree they're quite boring. And if something's bland and boring, are you going to want to keep munching on it all the time? No. So what does that help with? It helps with adherence, doesn't it? If you eat a really palatable diet and I tell you to eat in a calorie deficit of it, is that going to be easy versus me that's eating a boring diet that I'm not really that interested in eating anyway? Who's going to win that race? Who's more likely to get shredded and stick to that over the long term? It's going to be the guy with more boring diet, because when you've eaten something palatable, you want more of it. Now, I can speak for this because in the back end of some of my the last diet phase I did, I had dark chocolate with yogurt in the last meal. Dark chocolate is very, very palatable. So when you're eating it and you're in that depth of the dieting phase and you're fucking hungry, when you eat that sweet thing, you want more and more and more of it. So actually, it will not serve you to put those style of foods in. It will serve you to put, more berries in. We'll go into why berries were good in a minute, but bland and boring, honestly, is what will help you win over the long term. Don't look for fancy. Don't look for new. Don't look for completely changing up your meal plan every week. Don't look for variety. Don't look for sustainability. All that is bullshit cope. Let's be honest. You just want to stick to whole, clean foods that are going to support everything you're doing in terms of energy and repair, and then allow you to stick to it over the long term. It's not the sexy answer, but honestly, it works. It's the basics that work. But people want to dance around and they kind of want to diet and they want to work a little bit hard, but not too hard. But they want the results of looking like they work hard, so they can put it on Instagram like, look how much I grind. Shut the fuck up. It's a case of stick to the basics over the long term. All of these foods are easy to digest. Maybe oats aren't as easy to digest, but if you eat them in the right part of the day, then they are really. Maybe if you have them right before the workout, probably not the best to digest. But rice digests very well. Potato digests very well. Chicken, maybe you have an issue with chicken. I've never had an issue with chicken. Can eat it every day. It never gets boring, never gets old. So chicken, mixed vegetables. When I say mixed vegetables, that's like your cue to have any form of vegetables up to the grammage amount that you're weighing out. And then mixed berries. Now, they fuel workouts, okay? You've got your 3 carb sources in there that's going to drive your performance in the gym. So you should eat a good amount of carbs. You should eat a lot of carbs when you're dieting down, to tell you the truth. They should be probably one of the most important macronutrients that's going to allow you to drive performance in the gym, that's then going to allow you to retain and or build tissue during that dieting phase. Now, you can eat as much protein as you want, but nothing will come close to the training stimulus you put on your muscle to retain tissue. Now, what's going to drive that training stimulus? Carbohydrates. Carbohydrates in the gym. Carbohydrates will drive performance in the gym. So don't be shy and don't always think to cut carbs. There's going to be a time when you need to, but that's because you need to cut the overall calorie and energy intake, not because carbs specifically are going to make you fat. That's not the case at all. So you want to keep carbs as high as possible. If anything, you want to pull from fats, not completely all the way down, but you can pull from them. And to tell you the truth, in the back end of your diet, you can go down to trace fats. And you're never going to be on zero fat because there's fat, traces of fat in all of these anyway. So you're going to be okay, and you can go down to those trace fats. It will repair muscle. Chicken will repair the muscle. It's simple. You just stick to chicken. There's a reason why chicken, rice, and veg has been around for so fucking long, because it's simple and it works. Filling. Oats. You add water to oats, turns into cement. Cement is really fucking filling when you're hungry. The berries and the veg, fibrous. Fibrous will fill you out. And you can have a lot of them because of how low calorie they are, but they're good size and volume. When you're dieting, that's what you want. You want foods that give you the illusion that you're eating a lot, when in calorie amount, you're not really eating that much at all. Things like your cucumber, tomato, and watermelon, they will really bolster out a meal at very, very, very low cost in calories. So if you just feel like you need to eat more, I would up those forms of foods. Potato as well. Now, rice, you could say rice is quite higher cost of calorie versus volume of food. And I'd agree with you. You could honestly ditch the rice if you really were struggling with it to manage appetite levels because they were so high. And you could have more potato. You can have more potato at a lower cost of calorie. I just really fucking like rice, to tell you the truth, so I never want to take it out. But you could swap that out for more potato. So none of this is sexy. None of this is sexy advice. But this advice will work. This advice will be something that you can stay consistent with. If you can stay consistent over the long term, you will get the result. That's the fact of the matter of it. So these 6 foods did get me shredded. It was because of these 6 foods I got shredded, but it's because of these 6 foods that these attributes off the back of them allowed me to get shredded. I wasn't wanting more because it was palatable and tasty. It wasn't hard to digest, so I didn't want to eat it anyway. It didn't not fuel my workouts. It did not repair muscle, and it did not fill me up as much as obviously you only can go so far before it's full up. Now, people, I've said this before, but people want sexy, people want new, people want random, people want to eat fucking Oreo ice cream, their version of it, protein Oreo ice cream. When you're dieting, you don't need any of that bullshit. You need simple, you need bland, you need something that you can stick to over the long term. It's not going to upset your stomach, and that you're not so excited to eat all the time. This is not sexy advice. I do appreciate that. But this advice will help you to stick to a diet over the time that you need to get inside out shredded. And that's literally what you came here for. So take this advice, apply it to your own training. Let me know how your dieting phase is going if you're on one. And I hope you found this video useful. If you did, subscribe to the channel. And if you want to check out what I do on Instagram or see some of the results we get, then follow me on there. And I will see you tomorrow.